My name is Denise Figueroa, and I was the sound designer. I created a cue sheet for the sounds that would play throughout, and all the sounds depended on what was going on in the scene. The first sound is from a sacrifice scene where you will hear a knife stab followed by a blood drip with ambient noise in the background. The next sound is of a tightening rope to represent this man being tortured. The next sound is of an angry mob to illustrate the wild separation. The next scene has 3 layered sounds: the heat of the day, the desert wind, and the fire crackling wood, to show the wilds having a meeting. The next sound is of flowing blood and has subtle drum beats to lead up to the next climactic scene. The next scene has a high energy mood and has 4 layered sounds: a music score, a flying swarm sound, vulture sounds, and a panicked crowd. The next scene has 3 layered sounds: the sound of cave drippings, a flying swarm with a muffled effect, a terrified crowd also with a muffled effect, to give the viewer a sense that the villagers are underneath the ground while the locusts are outside of the caves. This last scene is of a big rock being rolled up a hill.
My name is Ashley Auchincloss, and I was the lighting designer. So first I started by creating a cue sheet for a stage production of our story, which includes 5 really distinct looks from different moods during our storyboard. So I went into the lighting lab and created these looks with our monument model, and this first one is designed as the general outdoor desert look, and I really wanted the intense overhead sunlight effect. And then this one is what I designed for the outdoor nighttime scenes, with just a low angle light coming in from the left side to simulate a fire. And then here is the look I designed for the first Plague of Blood, and I wanted a less intense outdoor look with still a little bit of the sunlight effect, but a lot of red to communicate the mood. And then this is for the Plague of Locusts, which has a similar mood with all the reds and the intense sunlight, but I wanted to do a little less red and add in some more shadows to simulate the locusts flying overhead. And then this is what I imagined for the underground tunnel scenes, because I really wanted low visibility and one single source of light at a low foot angle. And then these are just some of the costume patterns that we used under some different mood lighting.
I'm Kendall Drinkwater, and I'm the costume designer for this project. For our first character, she's the leader of the wilds. I wanted her to be more modern but still pull traditional African aspects such as the head wrap and the big jewelry, with the necklace being an homage to neck rings worn in Africa. For a more modern approach, I chose for her to wear a simple and sleek black dress with a dramatic cape over top. The cape has traditional African patterns on the inside lining as well as the shoulder lapels. The color choice was black to make her seem more mysterious, as well as gold and purple tones which represent royalty. For the next characters, the sacrifices, I chose red colors to represent the blood spilled from them. I wanted them only to wear pants as a way to seem closer to the gods, and the symbols painted on each of their chests means the supremacy of God. There are 2 choices because our story has 2 separate sacrifices. The left costume is a solid color with patches of traditional patterns on the hips, while the right costume is a solid traditional pattern, and I think both would honor the gods appropriately for our story. The final character is the leader of the Blind Ant Clan, or the average villagers. Because he is one of them, I wanted his costume to be the least dramatic, so I put him in neutral colors while still pulling from traditional African garb like the dashiki, which is the tunic, and the pair of plain dark colored pants. This character contrasts contrast from the leader of the wilds by the dramatic fashion she is in compared to his more toned down look.